Hey, I'm Kev. Welcome back to MotoGP 18, where man McDonald is looking to bounce back. The home race blues once again has, for the third time this season, we've hit Spain. But we head to the Motorland Aragon circuit. As here goes Mayo for the first of two possible qualifying efforts on this long Spanish circuit. Well, engine braking is quite paramount around quite a few of these corners, as he thought he'd go out early and avoid all the traffic. We can see riders still coming out. But it's a circuit where he's been decent in the past, almost won round here last year. But he's going to do the same, he needs to do the same. He really has fallen back in the title race. Title at just a handful of races ago. Who's leading, if not very comfortably, at least comfortably enough, as you go through the rollercoaster for the first time. Very slowly, moving through the long left, but this, hang on, so it just doesn't quite have a flow, but it just has some very interesting sections, corners, as you come past the famous wall it has. You always want the landmark to be a wall. There's a very modern facility. You can see there's incredible amount of different combinations and layouts you can run around, and it's not just for tarmac as well. You've got off-road facilities around here. It really is a fantastic facility. Doesn't always produce the best races, but especially into that penultimate corner, you can always have some interesting battles, and it can be close crossing the line as just a 46.6. No idea if that's good enough or not. It goes into the apex, hustles that bike in there. Let's see if we can go a bit quicker on this second lap. But yeah, out of the Spanish circuit, it's definitely probably second favourite, or a favourite behind Aragon. Still comfy up already, Mario. And that's where he messed up on his previous lap as well, in that tight right-hander. As he abuses the curve. Don't want to abuse the curve too much around it. It can kick you in the backside, but it helps for the turn in the bike on occasion. Especially don't want to use the exit curves. It's all 1.1 up, Mario. He's loving this lap. And this should be a good section as well for side-by-side racing. As you go into the final part of the lap. 1.3 up, Mario. He's racing round here now. With just a couple of corners to go. Probably his favourite corner as well, this fast left-hander. No, he's gone a bit wide. That's not too bad if he gets on the power nice and early. For the final corner, he sets a 45 for that. Probably shouldn't have done that lap. As Xavier Simon, the Belgian, joins him in qualifying 2 for the first time. What the hell? Ahead of home hero Paul Espargo, Petrucci and Baptiste on the 5th row. Then Rabat Surin and Danny Pedrosa down in 18th. You've got Bradley Smith, Alicia Spargo, Nakagami, Morbidelli, Luti and Reddin, with Carabam in last. At least that stays the same. So there goes Mayo then for his qualifying effort. In qualifying 2, can he nail it like he did his second lap in qualifying 1? 45 for that. It would be tough to beat even for the likes of Marquez and Dovi. Saw bike going a bit wide already. This first section. You have to be so precise around a couple of these corners, especially these hard braking zones. Just put the bike right up against that apex. And break early into a couple corners such as that right-hander because he got such a natural though going through the wheels for that fast right kink beforehand. Gonna be tough to stop the bike. Goes downhill through the roller coaster. And then like a ride that was breaking down on that occasion, though, the roller coaster. That's not very confident through the sweeper as well, Mario. It's all a bit wide. Holds onto the bike. And that's another couple of tenths lost. Just once again out early. Wants no one to join him. As you go down the back straight and just look at the vast wilderness around this area as well. Right hand side. The circuit. Can he nail this final set on this occasion? No. Once again taking a very extreme line, Mario. He gets through the final corner and still sets a 44.9, a better that. As he takes Bob by less than a tenth ahead of Homero, Marquez and Dovi, with Rossi, Vinales and Crutcher on the second row, Ian Only, Rins and Zark on the third row, and Miller, Lorenzo and Xavier Simon in 12th. Isn't it always surprising how the guy who qualifies with you in qualifying 2 always seems to end up in 12th or just do much worse than they actually did in qualifying 1? Has, let's see with Mario then, doesn't do much worse in the race. He needs a victory. So here's Mario run out from pole. We all know the story, don't we? As the lights go out for 8 laps here in Aragon. And a poor start. That's allowed Rossi to have a look. It's allowed Crutcher down the inside, has it? Was Mario held it round the outside? No. Crutcher got him on the exit. Much better from his former teammate. Mario trying to find a way past. He's down the inside into the left. Too far into the left. So Quattro back by. He's got Rossi and Miller behind, battling over 6th. We've got Vinales in 5th as well, as Mario takes a little look down the inside of Crutchlow. It's unsettled him as Jorge Renzo down in 14th. Then Xavier Simon. As Marquez takes the lead back, does he? No, Dovi does. Sure, the home crowd are not happy about that. As Mario does take 3rd ahead of Crutchlow. Let's cycle up to 8th ahead of Iannone. You've got the Spaniards, Espargo and Pedrosa battling over 17th. As Mario almost in the back of the top 2. Tries to rejoin. Crutch almost pushes him off there. And here comes Vinales, Maverick, about to join the party. And there's Yamaha. We've got Rossi right behind in 6th as well. Yamaha sandwich for Mario. As Serwin into the points ahead of Pedrosa. There's Mario down the inside of Vinales, like he's in there. Nicely done as we go on to the second lap. Down in 4th though behind Crutchlow. Miller, Zarco, Iannone, Petrucci round out the top 10. Mario down the inside. How about in the inside? He really set that up, didn't he? Through the right. It's all Crutcher into the back of him. But it looks like Mario has held on. Or has he? No, Crutcher has finally backed off. I think. Does he go for the right? No. Crutcher around the outside. They're still side by side. It's like you got your own version of Marquez and Dovi, yeah? So once again, Crutcher just muscling his way down the inside, but Mario back by into 3rd as he's got up to 6th and ahead of Rabat. They're stirring up to 4th ahead of Crutchlow. The Mario's last move get a bit too severe for Crutchlow, so we're battling hard. As well, Vinales, that's a bit of a dive. As Mario upbrakes himself. As he's 1.3 seconds behind Dovi as Marquez leads on home turf. They could change the championship lead as well. Pedro's up to 12th now, ahead of Espargaro. Finding motor in his Danny. So for the last couple of corners. Trying to get that power super early as he sets a 45 flat. 1.1 behind Dovi. It's all a bit wide. What the hell is that? It's not the time to show off, Mario. I know that was a pretty nice reading, to say that. It also demonstrates why you don't want to be touching the curves around there. So at least Espargaro, this is the day he gets the point, is it? As the head of Sir and Jack Miller into the top for the head of Rossi. So trying to chase down the top two as Lorenzo up to 7th from nowhere. Head of Petrucci. Ren's battling with Pedrosa down in 11th. Crutcher up to 18th ahead of Redding. Out of the Brits. Surin up to 14th now ahead over a bat. Oh, his teammate battles with Ian only for 9th. Xavier Simon back in for Mia Terci now, down in 21st. Nakagami. It's Bautista into the points ahead of Surin. Oh, I thought he was motoring his way up the order, obviously not. That's all Petrucci down has. I think Vinales just cost Mayo a couple of tenths there. And Sorrento down to 16th, down to 18th. Did he get caught up in the shenanigans as well, Jorge? It's Mayo using all the curve, another 45 for that. Still 1.2 behind the top two, unfortunately. As we go into the 4th lap, Rossi into the top 5 ahead of Miller. Backed up to Trav ahead of Surin's in 13th. What the hell? A second ago he's falling back because now Petrucci down in 16th. After his fault. Putting a crutch out. Changes happening everywhere. It's mad. It looks like he's finally pulled a gap on Vinales. And he's less than a second behind the top two. As he goes into the roller coaster of love. As they stayed a bit stable as well, Dovi and Marquez. He's got you up to 16 ahead of Espargaro's Mario time. What's happening? It's all a bit wide there. Crutcher into the points ahead of Espargaro. No! Oh, these battles back immediately though. Mayo 1.1 back of Dovi. It's not too far back at all. Look at the tyre wear, barely non-existent at the halfway mark. Sorrento battling with Bradley Smith as where is the Aprilia going? Mayo's found a quick line as he 44.6. That's quick. He's now less than a second back of the top two as he goes into the second half of the race. So a bit wide. So he gets on the pedal nice and early. It's Mayo pushing hard. Top two in the championship in front. If he wins, grabs a little bit of points back and just shifts that momentum slightly. The final third of this season. Scotch up to Trav ahead of Bautista. So Mayo right behind Dovi now. Through the roller coaster, making it a top three. Again, taking too much curve there. Is running against Smith, Battle Britain over 19. So Mayo takes a little look. Not the right place to do it, as Miller still in 5th ahead of Zarco. There's 9 tenths ahead of Vinales now. 8 tenths behind Dovi. He is in his own little world. He's on an island as Lorenzo ahead of Serin. Serin down to 17th now. What the hell? What is happening to the Malaysian in this race? He's just yo-yoing in and out of the points. Smo with a 44.7. 4 tenths back. There he is flying with 3 laps to go. Terrell and Smith right. On top of each other again for 19th. They really are changing places every lap. As Mayo takes a net down the inside of Dovi. Into the left. Bit wide. He's got the inside for the right. Just needs to hold up Ducati, no. Dovi battling back everywhere. Oh, a bit of a mistake there though. Right, down the inside into the left-hander on the curb. He's at the head of Andrea. Dovi right back through the left. Amaya says no. Backs him right up into the right-hander. As Mayo around a second behind Marquez, about 10th ahead of Dovi onto his back straight. But Ducati's got the slipstream now, he's got the power. So Franco Morbidelli down in the battle of the Mark VDS's. It's Abraham up into 24th, no longer the wooden spoon holder. It's on to the penultimate lap. Mayo with 45 flat despite battling hard with his former factory colleague. So Dovi gives him a little nudge. Right, I'm still here, buddy. Mayo got Marquez right in his sights. Now less than a second in front. Just 3/4 of a second. A lap and 3/4 to go. Let's go into the roller coaster. Oh, Marquez messes up on the roller coaster of love. No, a bit wide on the exit though. It's Miller still battling with Zarco. It's got Redding and Smith now battling over 17th. Looks like Dovi quickly dropped bodies too as well. Championship leader only getting third at the moment as Mayo wide. Crucial heading onto the back straight as he's 6 tenths ahead of Dovi, but 9 tenths behind Marquez. There goes the slipstream with just over a lap to go. Zarco back into 5th ahead of Miller. It's on to the final lap. Mayo back into the 44s, 44.7, over a second ahead of Dovi. 7 tenths behind Marquez. Spurs having a good home race in 8th. Well, his teammate battling for the win now on home turf with Mayo, who's got a superb run. Down the inside for the lead for the first time in the race. Taking it when it matters. Elbow to elbow with Marquez. As he goes for the right. Marquez gives him a nudge, Mayo gives one back. But he holds on to the lead through the roller coaster. As with half of that to go, two of the most exciting young riders in the field. Well, I say young riders, Mario's like 30, isn't he? But young in MotoGP terms, because it's only his second season. Battling hard for the win here in Aragon. Is Mario delivering when he needs to as Quattro recovered to the top 10 ahead of Rins. There's just one back straight and a couple corners to go. Quarter of a second separates them. The Honda's going to have the slitch, and the Aprilia has the lack of straight line, top end speed. It's all about nailing this penultimate corner. Oh, you couldn't nail it any better. And now that the final corners, Mario is going to win. What a victory. What an important one for the championship. With Dovi down in third as well. He's taken back points finally. As the momentum finally swung back in the San Marino riders' favour. As Mario wins by 4 tenths ahead of Marquez, with Dovi a further second back, and in Vinales just over a second behind in fourth. Then Rossi, Zarco winning the battle with Miller, but not the battle with Rossi by a few tenths. And you've got Iannone. Pedrosa down to 9th in the end ahead of Crutchlow, Rins, Lorenzo in the points. Petrucci, Espargaro and Baptista ahead of Rabat, with Redding and Smith just separated by less than a tenth after their race on Bowser in. Xavier Simon couldn't back up his qualifying performance. Nakagami, Luti, Alicia Spargo. What are we going to do with you, Alicia? Morbidelli and Kelly Abrams still in last. As in the Riders' Championship, it is Marquez leading by just a single point ahead of Andrea Dovizioso, with McDonald up to third now, level on points with Vinales, but ahead thanks to more wins this season. And then we've got Rossi in fifth, 47 points behind. Maybe the Italian is running out of steam for that elusive 10th world title, with Lorenzo level on points with Zarco as he gets ahead of Petrucci. Crutchlow, Jack Miller into the top 10 ahead of Alex Rins. As further down, Carry Evans still in last. Then Constructors' Championship, Yamaha just 6 points ahead of Honda and just 22 ahead of Ducati, with Aprilia 52 points behind. Then Suzuki and KTM. Run Teams Championships, a 37-point gap between Ducati and Yamaha, with Honda just less than 50 points further back in third. Then Pramac, the top independent team, ahead of Aprilia, Suzuki, Tech3, LCR and Gunetto KTM. And Avintia with LCR, Honda, Japan and Mark VDS yet to score. So for Mayo, he finally achieved what he needed to in the race. What a result, what a victory. As Mario's ice cold frees his opponents in the Aragon Desert and takes a deserved victory. Well, Alex Marquez, your Moto2 world champion. Well, Moto3, Jorge Martin, Bezeki and Bastianini, and the Rookies Cup is a joke. So for bike development then, 21,000 virtually to spend. So the brakes, once again, almost locking up near the end. So we've got to go that way and have that almost fully developed. And for next time, so I don't forget, it's a bit easier around Thailand, as next time they head to the Buriram circuit, is how you say it, as Mayo with his first victory since that fantastic race in Assen, just his fourth victory of the season. You can see where it just fell apart in the middle part of this year, but can he bring it together for the final 5 rounds, final 6 rounds, and going to grab another victory in Thailand, close that gap to less than a race win to Marquez and Dovizioso. So thanks for watching and find out next time.